opening round of the 2016 FIA World Endurance Championship at Silverstone was a thrilling start to the new season of the planet's biggest sports car racing series. The race featured fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing, a huge accident for the leading car, and a surprise winner. It also packed a controversial ending, long after the checkered flag fell.
We're talking about maggots, Beckett's, Stowe, the first corner here. It's all very fast corners, very nice to drive, a lot of G-force, a lot of physical effort inside the car, but it's always a pleasure. It's this type of track that we want to drive, so to be another year here is just a pure pleasure.
Fans began to arrive at Silverstone Circuit on Friday for free practice 1 and 2, getting a first glimpse of their favourite teams. Free practice was cancelled Saturday due to snow. The reigning LMP1 World Champions of Porsche look forward to defending their title in 2016, well aware of the technological advancements in their competitors' cars.
Yeah, we know the competitors have worked hard and we know it's going to be tough, but we go in with, we're cautiously confident, let's say.
We would like to win every race. I mean, that's what we aim to do at Porsche. We want to be, we have a beautiful car. It's super quick, and we want to keep the foot completely over the opposition's throat.
In a major shock in qualifying, Audi scored a front row lockout over Porsche. It was Audi's first pole since 2013.
Yesterday the Porsches were quick in the rain. It was difficult for us to understand because the conditions were changing a lot, and also now we just had to go out there and drive as fast as we could, and then the final results suit us well, first and second.
It's a long race. It's not all about qualifying in these races, so that's a good thing, and I think we'll end up in our natural place tomorrow in the dry, all things being fair, and if the car can run as we know it can from the endurance tests the multiple endurance tests we've done up to this point in the year.
Audi took control of the start, but in perfect racing conditions, it soon became clear that Porsche had the fastest car. The number one car of Mark Webber passed both Audis during the opening 30 minutes and pulled clear at the front. In contrast, the number 2 Porsche struggled to pass the Audis, and this moment meant they changed the nose section at the first pit stop, dropping it to a distant 4th. The race was turned on its head at the start of the third hour. Brendan Hartley, who took over the number 1 Porsche from Webber, was leading by 45 seconds when he collided with Michael Wainwright's Gulf Porsche GT, flipping up on his side and into retirement. Both drivers were unhurt. Almost simultaneously, the number 8 Audi stopped out on track. A hybrid failure stranded Lucas de Grassi, and he was forced to bail out too as smoke filled the cockpit. Then more drama. Toyota's number 5 car blew a tyre, covering the track in debris and forcing a safety car. All 3 factory LMP1 manufacturers had hit trouble within minutes of each other. At the restart, everything seemed set for a duel to the finish between the number 7 Audi and number 2 Porsche. But in the heat of their fight, Romain Dumas in the number 2 car clipped Marino Franchitti's Ford GT, forcing him into a muddy spin. Porsche was still in the hunt until its star turn, Neil Yarni, forced to make an unscheduled stop due to a front right puncture. This handed Audi a convincing and famous victory against all odds, or so we thought at the time.
Yeah, it was definitely quite close between all manufacturers, we have to say. And in the end, our car was running smoothly. It was a great pleasure to drive. I think we have to say that this is a big award for our mechanics, and especially also the guys back in Neuburg. They did a tremendous job there to get their cars actually ready for that race, and it was not always running that smoothly in the beginning. It was quite hard. We have to say that, we can be honest, but it was really one of the best cars I ever have driven, and it was just nice to win this race again. I love Silverstone. It was a pleasure to drive here, great spectators out there, and yeah, it's just a really great ambience to be here.
But just before midnight that evening, stewards announced that the winning Audi had failed post-race technical inspection. The front skid block underneath the car had worn down too much. This handed victory to the number 2 Porsche over the number 6 Toyota. In the LMP2 class, the number 43 RGR Sport by Morin Ligier of Philippe Albuquerque, Bruno Senna and Ricardo Gonzalez took the spoils on its WEC debut by 32 seconds. The AF Corsa Ferrari 488 of David Rigon and Sam Bird took a dominant win in GTE Pro, ahead of the number 51 machine of Jean-Marie Bruni and James Collado, who bounced back from a 3-minute penalty for an engine change after qualifying. The new Ford GTs finished 4th and 5th on their FIA WEC debut. Next stop on the FIA WEC trail is the 6 hours of Spa-Francorchamps.